So therefore, if I throw out the 7s, that leaves me with what?
1.
What we call Ib Tashsag. This is the all-important Yitaron HaHodesh. Basically, if I have 1 month, I know that the next molad will be 1 day, 12 hours, 793 halakim later than the previous month. What is a halak, by the way?
3.3 seconds.
1,080.
Over 80.
Right.
1 over 1,080.
180, 1 over 1,080 of an hour. That's a halak. Like you said, it's about 3.3 seconds. It's or 1/18 of a minute. 1/18 of a minute. Okay? So that's a halak. So Ib Tashsag, this is a crucial number, right? This is what we call a Yitaron. A Yitaron means how much the molad has advanced from month to month. Okay, so now, that's a Yitaron. We're going to get to your homework in a few minutes, and because that was all about Yitaronot. Okay? Now, when we take a molad, when we take any molad, we view it, and this is what has confused a lot of you, because a lot of you asked me this question. It's the terminology that we use for molad. Basically, we view molad, when we classify molad, we take a molad. Now, I want to know when a molad was. So, if a molad was at Tuesday, at 6:04 a.m. That's how we would say it in modern day. The rabbis don't say it that way. And this is only terminology. The rabbis say, okay, the rabbis, what would this be? And I'll explain again why for those who weren't here. But someone who was here, how would I say this in rabbinic terms?
Gimel, Yud Bet.
Gimel,
36.
And
18.
And 4 minutes.
One divided by 1.
36, no?
Right, 1,080 by 15, or how many halakim are in every? How many halakim are in every minute?
18 times 4.
So 4 is 72. That's how we would call that. Now, this is a terminology, okay? This is a time in the day. How does this work? Basically, we take the week, we split it up. The first thing we do is we split it up into days. We start Saturday, 6 p.m. to Sunday, 6 p.m. That's given the term Aleph. Now, that is a day. That means first day. And then we go on. And every hour, so that's the day, 6 p.m., so at 6 p.m., there's no hours. At 7 p.m., we call it 1 hour. At 8 p.m., 2 hours, 9 p.m. At midnight, we call it 6 hours. At 6 a.m., it's 12 hours. Midday, 18 hours. Until we never get to 24, until we get to the 23rd hour, and then we start it all over again, we just advance a day. And this is our term for the entire week. Now, it confused some of you because the first day is called Aleph and it's not 1 day yet. Right? Because it's the first day, as opposed to the Yitaronot, which we'll go back to. That's why I said these numbers are what we call cardinal numbers, and the Yitaron is an ordinal number. The difference is, this is the first day. When we talk about Yitaronot, Ib Tashsag, so that means 1 day, 12 hours, 730 halakim in addition. So a Yitaron is an amount of time. A molad is the time of the week or day. So it's two different things that we're going to merge together. The book I showed you, the mathematician's book on this, he doesn't, to make this easier, what he does is he erases this aleph and he calls this a 0. And that makes it easier for some people because now it's a 0, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. And instead of going from 1 to 7, he goes from 0 to 6. The reason I didn't, it's a little easier to think that way. The reason I didn't do it is because that's not the way the Hachamim speak in their terms, and you need to get used to their terminology. That was the mathematician's way of doing it, but the Hachamim's way is a little bit different. So therefore, we put this as 1. And therefore, when you get to Molad, there is such a thing as Zayin. Because it's the 7th day. There is never such a thing in the Yitaron as Zayin. Right? Because the highest thing is 6. The highest Yitaron, in other words, the highest Yitaron you'll have is 6 hours, 23 days, and 1,079 halakim. Once you get to 7, then it's no Yitaron, then it's 0. You always remove 7s.
Right.
Okay? So, let's go back then.
Wait,
So-
Rabbi, so Yitaron, the 5th Yitaron, I don't know.
I'll get to the homework. I'm going. Give me time. I'm going to get there very quickly. I'm just doing a review for some people. Okay? So that's what we have. That is called, so month by month, we go Ib, Tashsad, from one month to the other. So, and that's how, so let's start. So if I have, okay, is that clear? Is it clear now what there was confusion of the difference between a molad and a yitaron is? Okay, I want that to be clear.
So after you calculate the Yitaronot, then you translate it to
A molad, right. So let's start with a little bit of your homework. Okay? So the first yitaron I gave you was the molad. The first molad I gave you was the molad of Tishrei in what we call year 2. Right? Which was what? Vav Yud Dalid. Which was 6:14. So if that was the first molad, that was the molad of Tishrei of that Adam Arishon was born, which for our intent, which our purpose is called year 2, right?
Second year.
Second year. It's really called year 1, right? Okay? What's the next month's molad?
No.
The next month's molad. So let's see. Let's do it. 1, 12, 793, right? So what do I get?
726.
I get 793, I get 26, and I get 7. So what am I going to do now? 26 is not a number I want to work with. Because there's more than 26, there's not 26 hours in a day, it's more than enough. So I switch this to 24, I do plus 1, gives me 8. I get 2. So I have 8, 2, 793. Knock out 7s, I turn that into a 1, and it's called Ab Tashsag. Ab Tashsag. Okay? Alright, is that what everybody got?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is Sunday, 8 p.m., 7:93.
Okay, now, let's go. I'm not going to do the whole month. I'm not going to do the whole year with you. I'll do a few more. 1, 2, 793. Who wants to do this one for me?
Batu Tapori.
What is it? Huh?
That's 1586.
215.
1586. 14.
So what do I, is that it?
215 for
No.
Got to get rid of 1080.
506.
506.
506. I put 1 here. So I'm 2, 15, 506. That's the next, that's the Bimolad of this of the month, not of Heshvan, but the month of, that would be the of Kislev. That would be that Molad. What does that mean? Translate that into time.
Monday.
Monday, good.
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
5 or 6 halakim.
9 a.m. And by the way,
We don't want 30 minutes.
this in many, but by the Ashkenazim that actually announce them all that,
They do minutes.
they don't do minutes, or some of them do minutes. Some of them do. Some of them do it like this. They don't do batu. This. What they do is they say Yom Sheni, Tesha Baboker. They won't say Tetvav. They'll say Tesha Baboker and 5 or 6 halakim. So they merge the two. That's how the Ashkenazim announce the Molad. Well, everyone announced the Molad. We're the only. I don't know why we don't announce the Molad. It's annoying, but we don't announce the Molad. We just do the Hachrazat Rosh Chodesh. We should announce the Molad.
Alright, we will announce it.
But that means you have to figure it out every month. Okay? So okay, are we clear at how I figure out, how I use the Yitaron to figure out Molad to Molad? Are we clear with that?
So you can check out if you write it down.
Now I'm going to do the Ahor now. In order to check my work, we have, I want to explain this because this was a little confusing somewhere. Okay, guys, watch this. Let's say I have the number 4. Right? I have the number 4.
What? For what?
4, and I'm just going to announce 4. Now, and I'm only working within seconds. So I want to do 4. I want to add 5. 4 plus 5 is what?
2.
Is 2. Right? 4 plus 5 is 2. Yeah, because you're knocking out 9. In other words, if I took the 7 reciprocal of 5, which means the number 5, if I'm only working with 7s, has what? Has its partner. And what's its partner? The number 2. So, by adding 4 plus 5 equals 9, which equals 2. By adding 5, I could do the same thing by what? Subtracting 2. Because it's simple. I added 5 and subtracted 7, so I might as well subtract 2. So what I did was, now, therefore,